Hello everyone and welcome back to Greenpine Zoo and Gardens. And we are pretty close to finishing our cat house. Well, we do have the first it's 5 habitats. Is it 5? Yeah, it's 5. We have the Amur leopard, the clouded leopard, the Pallas cat, the ocelot, and in last week's episode we built the habitat for the Bengal tiger. So 5 cats have already moved in, and in today's episode the next big cats will move in. As I said last week it was the Bengal tigers. You can see them right here, or at least their big habitat. None of the tigers out there right now. Could that actually be? Or maybe on the second habitat? Yeah, here we have one, or is it both of them? Both of them are here. Perfect. Here you can already see that they can use both habitats, and not just both habitats, but also the indoor section of both habitats as well, which is pretty great. So everything is usable for the tigers. And as I said, today the next big cats are going to move in. You guys wanted to see the lions, and therefore your wish is my command. The lions will move in today. So we are right next to the Amur leopard. The first thing that I do right here is the second fencing that we built for the Amur leopard and the clouded leopard. We need to change that on the side for the lions because there's still the old second fencing on that side. So we had to change that, and as I did that, or as I noticed that, I also noticed that we didn't do that for the tigers. So the tigers on the left side of the building, the interior is completely old, so we don't have the new things here. I'm going to change that off screen as well, so that everything is similar and everything comes together correctly. So first steps, you've already seen. Most of the parts that I do here is just copy and paste, that everything looks similar. The specialities are going to come when we are going to the outside of the habitat, because I told you guys already we're doing something different for every little habitat that we are going to build, and so the habitat for the lions will be no exception to that. I also told you guys that I'm going to do the backstage area for the tigers in a later stage of the build. We're also going to do the backstage area for the lions at a later stage of the building, because it was just a lot of work that I had to do for the whole habitat. I recorded about 3.5 hours for the build, not to mention the parts that I didn't record, which was too repetitive, like doing the path on the outside, covering it with the concrete wall pieces and stuff like that, so which took me another hour or so. So I just thought it would not make sense to go into the backstage area as well and try to get it all together in about a 30-minute video. So this just didn't feel right, and I didn't want to do that. So therefore it's just the indoor and the outdoor enclosure for the lions today. Just because I want to have everything being structured or with a clear point of view, I was thinking next week's episode we are going to turn left once again, and we are going to build the habitat for the caracal or the sand cat. because I told you guys, or you might have seen, that we do have an open space right next to the lions on the left side. So one was for the caracal, and the other one I thought would make sense if we use it for the sandcat, as the ocelot took the space that was usually booked for the sandcats. So therefore, once again, I'm asking you guys, what should be next? Caracal or sandcat? Just let me know in the comment section. And I also do have an idea for a complete indoor habitat for a smaller carnivore. We might have eventually the meerkat in here, because I was thinking we do have those 3 blocks in the middle of the building. You could see them right a few seconds ago, where all the staff buildings are in, and also the toilet for the visitors is in. So I was thinking we could put those buildings, I think it's just 2 of them that we do have in the middle one. We could put them in the left or the right one as well, so we would have at least a part, if not the complete middle building, free. So we could have an actual indoor habitat in there. The thing is that it might be not very big, and I hope it will be suitable for at least a small group of meerkats. I know it is a little bit difficult with Planet Zoo, with the space that the animals do need, keeping it realistic and stuff like that. So I just hope that it would make sense if we have the meerkat in here, or maybe we have to change the middle section completely so that we have a chance to have the animals in here. Yeah, the other idea would be that we would have to make an addition to the building where we could have the staff buildings inside. But I don't want to do that, so I'm hoping that things will work out as I planned them. By the way, as I'm saying, I plan things. That is something that I do in the meantime as well, or that I did in the meantime last week as well. I started lots of planning for our trip to the USA. So it is only 3 weeks away from now. So yeah, Monday in 3 weeks our flight is going from Munich to San Diego, and I'm so excited for it. So I had a little bit of a premiere. Is that the correct word? Yeah, as I started using AI last week. That is something that I haven't done before yet, and I am so thrilled with it because yeah, I was using ChatGPT and asked it to help me plan the trip to the USA. So daily plans with activities, sightseeing, dinner, breakfast spots and stuff like that, and plan it in a timely manner and in such a manner that it would make sense if we drive from one city to another, so that we can do things right in between. And it is so much fun. So I started to create my own little travel guide that has already 52 pages, where I have all this information and fun facts and things planned with addresses and pictures and stuff like that. So I can't wait to finish it. I just have, let me think, about 1, 2, 3, 4 more days to plan and to write down. and then I will be able to make an actual book out of the travel guide that I can take with me to the USA, and I'm so excited for that. I'm such a little nerd when it comes to stuff like that, because I love to do things like that. So creating a book, and yeah, I'm a very patient kind of guy, so I love to do those things that take such a long time and you have to concentrate, and yeah, as I said, I just can't wait to use that travel guide for my holiday. Yeah, so but let's go back into the actual build here in Greenpine Zoo. Here you can see I was using those pieces that we already used for the tigers, for the Asian water buffaloes, and for all the other animals where we do have any water features in there. I used it in a different kind of way this time. I was thinking of creating a dry mode, because I was thinking we don't need water for the lions, because lions usually don't swim. So I wanted to create a dry mode, and then I was thinking, no, why would I have a dry mode where the lions could actually walk in there when, as I said, they don't swim? So we could fill it up with some water so that they actually won't be able to escape, because, yeah, as I said, they don't swim. So that's what we're going to do in a later stage. I also was repairing the gaps that we do have in here with the building pieces for the water feature, and therefore when you have a lot of curves in there, it is a little bit difficult to create that. And as well with the second fencing that I'm building right here, which is overlapping in some spots, which doesn't look too nice, everything will look fine in the end, trust me. So yeah, I just was repairing the gaps in there. I told you that already. Once the water is in there, you can't see any of those gaps anymore, or any of those not so nice and beautiful overlaps of the building pieces. And for the other part, I have told you already in last week's episode for the tigers as well, we could use the evergreen plant. Put it on top of the water, so that will also help you to fix those gaps, or to cover them up a little bit, so that you actually don't see them anymore, or you don't notice them anymore. That's the better wording. And you can also see that we do have this one gap right here in the middle. That is the thing where I told you guys that I wanted to have something very special, or something different for the lions that we don't have for any other habitat right now. I wanted to have an area where the visitors actually can come face to face with the lions. So we're going to have a glass wall right there, where the visitors can walk right to the glass wall. The lions can walk right to the glass wall on the other side, so that they can come face to face and very close to each other. And yeah, I really love that. You will see it in a few minutes when I create that. Yeah, and then I was thinking we need something like a ramp or something like that, where the lions can actually walk into the water or close to the edge of the water, so that they can actually drink and will not starve. No, starve is not the right word. What is the right word when you don't drink and you die because you don't get something to drink? In German we have a word that is called verdursten. So yeah, overthirst or something like that. So yeah, if you know the word in English, I would love to learn what it means in English. So yeah, here we created, or I created, the ramp for the lions where they can walk close to the water and have a sip. Definitely on both habitats, because we are going to have a wall in there as well, similar to the one that we do have for the tigers, so that we could actually separate the animals from each other. And here now is the wall that I'm creating, the glass wall, where the viewers can come close to the animals. And once again, in the beginning, everything looks a little bit simple and not so great, but in the end, when everything is finished, it all comes together so nicely, and I really love the habitat for the lions. And in my opinion, it might also be the best habitat that I've built yet here in the cat house, because it is absolutely my favorite. So the lions, not especially my favorite animals in the game. I think I haven't built for them forever. Yeah, once in Litchfield Zoo, but I think that's the only zoo that I ever built for the lions. So therefore I'm very happy how this thing looks. I just wish the lions would look better, but it's like with any of the other base game animals, they all look a little bit, yeah, rough. Oh, rough is not the correct word. I should say they look very soft, because yeah, that's the thing. It would be great if they would look rough, but they are very soft. I was also thinking of having a roof on top of the viewing area here, but in the end I thought, no, not this time. I think it is cool as it looks like right now. Just doing some smaller finishing touches. Coloring the terrain, and here you can already see what a difference it makes when you are coloring the terrain in different colors. So using the dirt, the rock, the sand, and also the grass makes it look so much more lively already. Here, completely different. So much more texture and depth. Oh, and by the way, the hitbox of the lions is incredible huge. So I had to change the gates here that already are pretty big, pretty high and pretty wide, but they haven't been wide enough for the lions to step out of it. So yeah, it was a little bit of a struggle, but in the end everything works, everything looks nice, and the lions can go everywhere and can use everything. So this is going to be the wall that separates both habitats. Going to change it a little bit, so the left one is going to be a little bit smaller. I'm going to delete those wall pieces right next to the building, those two on the left side, so that we do have a little bit of a smaller habitat here on the left side and not as much shadows on the right side. Here you can see it already is smaller, giving it the used look once again, making it look more realistic. And then I think we can start with the rock work and with the plants. So this is also going to be the area where we are going to start the African area. So Asia is in the front of the building, Asia and one South American animal, and Africa is on the back of the building. So we're going to have the Himalaya when we are exiting the aviary, and we're going to have Africa right here next to the lions. And then yeah, we have to look and see what we will do with Australia, South America, Europe maybe. Yeah, therefore you guys can tell me what we should do next once the cat house is finished. I think first of all we have to finish the area right before the house, where we have the aviary and the Asian water buffaloes on the opposite side, so that we finish the area right before that with some minor little habitats, or one little habitat. I was thinking about maybe a habitat for the porcupine, which would be great. Or do we have a small Asian animal? Turtles would also be nice, but both of the turtles that we do have are more on the African side, I think. Not both of the turtles, all three of them. So the Aldabra one, the Galapagos, and or am I wrong? And the African, what was it called? The new one from the Zookeeper DLC. I don't know the correct name in English, but I think they are all African, so I'm not quite sure. So do we have a smaller animal that we could actually have in a small habitat right in front of the cat house? I just can't think about some. No, I actually don't think. Well, the red panda, but the red panda is going to move in to the Himalaya area. No, I don't think. But I think if we are going to build for the porcupine, it's totally fine when we do that. So we don't have to follow the concept completely by building just for a special continent. So we can mix that up as well, I think. Some birds on the windows once again. And then we are almost done with the outside. Yeah, some planting here for the second fencing. And I really do love the combination of those tropical Oceania plants and yeah, the deserty vibe on the other side that looks a little bit more like a savanna. That is a great combination. Yeah, so here's the part where I'm covering up the path pieces, or the path with the concrete pieces, which we did in the beginning of the zoo for the main part, for the main path as well. You're going to see that at the end of the video, how it looks afterwards. And I also think we should have another restaurant or something like that right next to the big cat house. Because, yeah, the entrance building is pretty far away now. And I think our guests might be pretty hungry. So we might give them some vending machines on the inside of the house, so that they can have some drinks and stuff. But I think we would need a restaurant on the outside as well. Maybe we can build something like an African savanna and a restaurant that is included, where you can sit on the terrace and have an overview over the savanna with giraffe, zebra, wildebeest or something like that. I think that would be pretty nice. Some elevated platforms for the lions. Not too much of them, because lions are no climbers. So usually they are no climbers. There are some lions in in some parts of Africa that actually do climb. There are also some that do swim, but the majority of the lions don't swim and don't climb. That's also the reason which we are going to come to when we build for the African leopard. That is also the reason why African leopards take their prey and climb with their prey up to the trees, because when they hunt antelopes and what else, they always have to fear for the lions that they will come and get their prey. So therefore they take their prey and climb up on the tree, because the lions don't climb up there. So they are secure and safe, and also their prey is safe and they can feed on it without fearing that someone will come and steal it from them. Last finishing touches on the inside, and then we are done and our lions can move in. Yeah, so here we are, just a few seconds, and we are in the real-time part and have a look at our lions and their finished habitat. I hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. If you did so, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any future episodes here on this channel, and also leave a comment. Which animal should be next, Caracal or should it be the sand cat? And what is the future of Greenpine Zoo and Gardens? Himalaya or Africa? Let me know in the comment section. Hope to see you guys next week once again. Have a great week, have a great start into the week, and see you soon. Bye!